We won't, and that's fine. But it's not. We're not necessarily talking about Motown as like the nickname, but Motown actually refers to like a very specific.
Yeah.
It refers to an actual record label.
Yes.
Whereas what we're basically talking about is like soul and like R&B, because we really didn't hit on that very much at all in our 60s episode. So this is like a mini episode. So it doesn't have to be like a full like hour and a half long.
No, I know. Well, that's what I was going to ask is like, can I get more into like the
Subgenres?
well, yeah, or just more of like I know more of like soul and like early hip hop funk than I do of strict Motown.
Well, be careful too, because like that hip hop and funk and stuff is going to be more like late 60s, and you're going to be going into the 70s.
Yeah, but even still, that was kind of we said the late
Genesis,
60s was
yeah.
definitely the genesis of a lot of that stuff. But
Yeah.
that was still derived from the Motown. But yeah, I
Yes.
wanted to make sure it just wasn't specifically like I could talk about more than like just the Temptations and the Spinners.
Yes. And the Drifters.
Yeah, because I know
Benny King. Are you ready for me to spend an hour on Benny King and Sam and Dave?
I'm excited to see how much you know, because like I said, I will be learning.
This is my jam.
I know it is.
This is a lot of what I listened to growing up, especially like Aretha.
Right.
Who is for me the epitome of what like a singer is.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason I've always thought I can't sing, is because I don't sound like Aretha Franklin.
That's a good thing to live by, probably.
That was the yardstick that I always measured myself against, which nobody can sing like Aretha can. So,
no, obviously not.
But those were the, Aretha and like Whitney and Diana Ross and,
Whitney.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, good, because I said I know more than I said. The Motown itself is not my strong suit.
That's fine. I
just want to know I could talk about other people.
Yes. Hold on 1 second. I have to move this dog because she is dying.
Being her.
She's just, hey, look at me. Pay attention. Lay right here. Or go down to the foot of the bed. Either way. All right, Patty face. You look very cute. She says, I know. She's so cute in her little Halloween shirt. Oh my God. Why is my dog so precious? Oh no. Did you listen to the last episode?
No, I didn't.
I did.
When did you put it up?
Last Monday.
Oh, because last time I heard you said you were working on it, but
I'm sorry. Yeah, Eugene posted it on Monday. I didn't even put anything on Instagram. Shit, that's okay. I'll do it this week. Because what I was gonna do is record this today, see if I can't get it edited, and then send it to Eugene. That way we have something to like tide people over. Because next, what we have to do is record with Matt.
Yes.
So we'll record with Maddie and go from there. He's really excited. He was funny. He's like, what all do I need to have like prepared? He's like, I know I need a player or a skip. I was like, Matt, you're the cutest.
But yes, he does.
Yes. I was like, absolutely. I was like, you need to have like a beer or just a drink ready. I was like, or you can do like I do sometimes and cheat and say that you're drinking and not drink. I am drinking today.
What you got?
I ate like shit all weekend, so I kind of just said like, you know what? I don't give a shit. I've been so hard on myself for the last like 2.5 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of wanted to be nice to myself for a weekend.
Right.
And so I just kind of had whatever I wanted. Not too much, but I wanted the Indian food and I wanted the whole piece of naan bread. So I had the whole piece of naan bread.
Where'd you get Indian food?
I made it.
Motherfucker. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I make Indian food.
Well, I didn't know that you did that.
Yeah. I make really good Indian food. But I bought...
Wait, you made the naan?
No.
Oh, fuck. Okay,
no, and I have found this really good tikka masala and this really good like korma sauce.
Mm-hmm.
And so like those are the only ones I'll buy. There's another one that you can get at like Randall's or sometimes like H-E-B. And it's this like Goan coconut curry sauce.
Yeah, there's a pretty good...
that one's good.
Pretty good tikka masala at Kroger's.
Yeah, I don't like the one that we bought the last time.
No, you're not a fan?
No, I like mine a little thicker consistency.
Oh, baby.
Mm-hmm. I like to have something to like sop up
Really
with
grab
the
a hold
bread.
of.
Yeah, with the non-bread. So, and I've been putting like spinach in mine. So I like this last time I literally did like chicken, red onion, a bunch of spinach and some mushrooms and like this korma sauce. So it's all like delicious and like gingery and coconutty.
Right.
God, it was so good. I love it.
That sounds pretty good.
It was really good. Oh man. Hi, Marie. But
Marie the Kit Kat.
I got my 2 little Halloween puppies and kitties. They're all the right colors. And they're right. Anyway, but yeah, so I figured, do you want to do homework since the next show that we're going to do is going to be an actual show?
Yeah, sure.
Do you want to do like full homework, like a full album or something different?
Yeah, we do a full album. Sure.
Okay, let me look and see.
I got actually I got a good idea what I want you.
Oh no.
Yeah, boy.
That makes me worried.
Well, I mostly just want to make sure we can talk about soul and funk because I've been listening to James Brown. So
that was like late 60s, right?
Yeah, really, really late. Yeah.
Christy was pretending to be a drummer once in the library one day. And couldn't see she can't keep hold of beat to save her life.
That doesn't surprise me.
It shouldn't. But she what was I gonna say? No, she's in there and she's like, I need something with like a good beat to it. And I was like, oh, hold on. So I played Sex Machine by James Brown.
Like it.
And I was like, you can literally pick any instrument to follow in this because that's what he does, is it's all percussion.
Yeah.
And she was like, she still couldn't find it.
Like even his voice is percussion. Like what?
Exactly. Okay. Sorry, I had to double check the name of the album I wanted to give you. Let me write that down. I don't know if you're gonna like this one.
Why do you think that?
I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure if I'm going to give you this one now or not. I have 2 that I'm trying to decide between. Did I already give you Continuum to listen to?
No, I haven't listened to that one.
Really?
Really?
Uh-oh. I just realized how stupid that sounded.
It is fucked up this time.
How come every time we do that, we sound like somebody from Bob's Burgers? Or from fucking BoJack Horseman.
Right.
That season really fucked me up, but I didn't. Is it okay? I'm gonna say something, and you have to tell me if this is as horrible as I felt. Like if I'm as horrible as I felt like I was when I said it. I felt like this season ended too happy.
Yeah, right. I was expecting to feel like my heart was ripped out, but
I didn't like how happy it was.
Yeah, right. That's when you know.
It made me mad.
Yeah, that's when you know a show's really has messed with you. Like, why is this so happy?
Hold on. We're not broadcasting it. You're fine, Mom. I put it out there. It's either on the bar or it's next to the door. I will. Mom says hi.
Hi.
Damn, there's so many good albums that I want you to listen to.
Well, good thing we have more shows to do.
I know. Damn. Okay, hold on 1 second. I have to put my microphone down.
Go for it.
Can you still hear me?
A little bit.
Okay. Good to know. Murray, I wish that you would talk so that we could end our shows with like a little sound bite from you.
Not now, Murray.
Like not now. Elvis, not now. That's my favorite thing. I love that. Murray, how come you won't talk?
Yeah, because I listened to a couple of their podcasts.
Did you really?
Well, yeah, it's all right.
Prepping?
But the big, well, no, but the big thing is listening to them makes me feel a lot better that we ramble on before we actually get to our actual
That's all
topic.
they do. I love
So,
it.
yeah, I feel,
And they go off on like random tangents.
yeah, for like 20 minutes.
I love it. Because it's how Molly and I talk.
Right.
And it's how you and I talk.
Yes.
It's how people that actually like each other talk.
Right. But yeah, it made me feel, I was like, oh, okay, we're not the only people that just.
Do you think you're going to be able to like handle being in the theater with all the murderinos?
I think so.
Okay. Are you going to freak out when they say like a famous murderer and Molly and I start like screaming and wooing?
Yeah.
When they say, okay, now we're going to talk about let's get to the murder, and everyone gets excited.
Because they're actually talking about what they're supposed to be talking about.
Shut up. I love it. I love when I'm like, okay, now to the murder. And everyone's like, woo!
Kit Kat. Hey, buddy.
Is that Enrico? Enrico Suave.
Yes.
Enrico, I can't wait to meet you. Murray, I'm not talking to anybody.
Kit Kat,
Murray started to look at me like, excuse me. I'm not talking to anybody.
Kit Kat,
He knows I'm lying.
Dirty whore.
He does. He's like, what the fuck? Murray, you know you're not lonely.
Okay, so we're just gonna do a mini episode talking about Soul.
Yeah, I feel like too we can talk a little bit about Tom Petty.
Yeah, we can talk about that, and then do you want to like say, hey, the next show that we're gonna have is gonna be with a special guest?
I'm not gonna say that just in case something falls through.
Surprise?
Oh. Yeah, I'd rather not say that just in case something changes.
Do we have an idea of when we can do this?
I want to get it recorded in the next week and a half, because things are going to be really crazy for the next like month.
Yes.
So I'm going to try to get that done and have it like ready and at least like in the queue so that Eugene can post it in a few weeks.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So, what was I going to say? Yeah, I'm trying to decide if I'm going to go to this event with Eugene this weekend. It's on a Sunday night. I would have to get a substitute for Monday morning.
What is it?
It's a Ghostbuster event, but I would get to meet Ernie Hudson.
Oh, that's that one that he was talking about. Yeah.
I kind of feel like I want to go. I also feel like I don't want to drive to San Antonio, but like getting to meet Ernie Hudson and having him like sign my pack would be pretty cool.
That would be very cool.
And it would be fun. Oh my God.
What is it, dude?
He has the cutest. Murray, close your ears. He has the cutest meow.
I'm going to try to angle the microphone so you can hear him better.
Meow.
Kit Kat, make some noise.
Hi, buddy. Oh, Murray heard me. Hi, buddy. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow.
No, he didn't have anything. Okay,
That's
anyway.
okay. Oh my God, he is the cutest sounding cat in the world. No offense, Murray. I know.
You say that about every cat, though?
Yes, Murray's also the cutest sounding kitty cat in the whole wide world.
I know.
I miss my kitty. Oh my God. I want to meet him. I want to meet him, but I want him to love me. Or at least not despise me like Donner did.
Yeah.
Donner's thing was mostly just like, there can only be one.
Yeah, well, this guy gets on my chest pretty close, too, so.
I think that's just a you thing.
I guess.
Because I mean, I do that, too.
Yeah.
Did Murray used to do that to you?
No, not like right up on my chest. Here, hold on.
Yeah,
Maybe get him to talk. Hold on. Kit Kat. Oh, something spooked him outside.
Oh, but did Murray used to climb on your chest?
Wait for it. What do you want, Kit Kat? You want something? Oh, now I give him attention and he won't make a noise.
Well, because he's contented. Did Murray lay on your chest when you had him? Probably not, right?
No, he laid on my side though.
Yeah, Murray's a weirdo. He didn't like to like get right in your face.
Yeah.
Unless, you know, you're standing. He is being very aggressive right now.
Yeah.
And now he's laying on my notes. What the hell, Murray?
Yeah, he likes to give a lot of headbutts and hit your
Aww.
nose and get close to your face.
Oh, so cute. You saved him.
Yep. Just me saving Kit Kats.
Yep. Since 1990 something. Hey, Bubby.
Pretty much.
I see you.
Okay. Do you want to...
Yeah, let me go to the bathroom really fast and we'll get started.
Actually, I'm going to do the same thing.
What a great idea. You can listen to the sweet dulcet sounds of Murray messing with my notes.
Well, I won't because I'll be peeing. So.
Whatever. Hello?
Hello.
Murray just scared himself. He jumped up on the counter and there was a what is it called? There was a lip liner that I just bought on the counter and he like landed on it and like rolled a little bit.
Jeez.
He was like, ah, and then he ran off. Whatever that is.
What?
What is that?
My phone.
Why are you making sounds?
It's
Oh no, is that like an alarm?
No, it's a Snapchat thing.
Oh.
Those stories. Leeches are bizarrely good for human health.
Mm-hmm.
Want to be hotter? Stop doing this. These guys can't handle a surprise leg wax.
Duh.
Wow, cool. Some really cutting edge stuff
Important
going on.
information.
Yep.
Vital information for your everyday life. You remember what that's from?
Nope.
All that.
Oh, yeah. Good job.
This is good.
Shut
This
up.
is a good spot.
Shut up. I'm going to give you fossils, okay? So be nice.
You're going to what?
Give you fossils for your kids so they can learn.
That's right. All right.
Just calm yourself.
Okay. How about you calm yourself? How about that?
No.
Oh. All right. You ready?
Absolutely.
Get myself untangled here. All right.
Like the movie?
Untangled, not tangled. Are you going to be mean to me?
No. I'm just trying to be mean to you because you're mean to me first.
I'm not mean to you first.
Oh, he's so rude.
Okay. And 3, 2, fun. Oh God, I forgot how I start the show. Okay, let's try it one more time.
Hey, hi, hello, and welcome.
Never mind. All right, 3, 2, 1. Hey, hi, hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Epic Rhythm and Brews. I'm one half of your host, Lainey.
And I'm the other half, Parker.
There you go. You're getting so much better at that.
Thanks.
So proud of you. All right. So we are actually coming at you a little bit sooner than we normally do with a little mini-sode. So Parker and I talked about, the 60s episode that we just did. And we had a lot of fun making it. But in our excitement, we forgot a lot of stuff that we thought was really important and kind of integral to the time period.
Yes. Well, that and this, what we're going to talk about, would have taken a whole new episode anyway, especially coming from you. So I think we kind of didn't talk too much about it because we had so much to cover.
True. So you guys get a little bit extra this month and get to listen to us talk some more about more stuff because we know you love it, clearly, since you keep coming back for God only knows what reason. You sweet, 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 delicate humans. So, but before we get into our main topic, we have to ask America's favorite question. Andrew Parker, what are you drinking?
I am drinking Shiner Cheer because it is now officially the best time of the year.
It's now officially what?
The best time of the year because I'm drinking Shiner Cheer.
Hold on. I saw one of the big bottles of Shiner Cheer yesterday at the grocery store, and I specifically didn't buy it.
Why?
Because I like to wait until Halloween is over.
Oh, no, I don't. Yeah. Well, I also don't have the same reverence for Halloween as you do. It's not a sacred holiday. God. If there's beer, I'm going to drink it.
That's true. I may break my rule and get some, though, since it's there, because I love Shiner Cheer. It's one of my favorite beers of all time.
It feels like it's a little earlier than it was last year, but I don't know.
It's way earlier than it was last year, and I'm a little nervous because the last time they did that, you couldn't find any 2-3 weeks before Christmas.
Well, that's why you buy now and you keep it.
I know. That's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to stock up now. I got to stock up on this year's Oktoberfest because these batches that they've turned out for Oktoberfest this year have been super good.
Yeah, buddy.
That Oktoberfest has been pretty choice.
Yeah, so I was thinking I'm probably just slowly, once a week, buy one big tall boy Shiner Cheer and just leave it in the back of my fridge.
Just stock up on it. Do it because when I come up there, I'll drink a lot of it.
Well, yes, that too.
I love it so much. It's so good.
So, what are you drinking tonight?
I went to the grocery store and wanted to get something kind of different because I feel like I've been drinking a lot of the same stuff lately, and I haven't really been drinking a lot lately. So I went and got a free. It's this brewery called Freetail. They're out of San Antonio. I haven't ever actually had any of their stuff before, but again, like Parker said, I have a very intense reverence for this holiday. Halloween is my favorite. And this beer had bats on it, so I bought it.
What is it?
So it's called Bat Out of Hells. So it's their German Hells style lager. And honestly, it's all right.
Ouch.
As far as I just Community makes a Hells lager that I like better.
Community.
So
where's Community out?
They're outside of Austin, I think, or Arlington. I don't remember. I just remember drinking it with you. One of them. But I just remember drinking it with you. Community has a lot of really good beers. But it's good. It's not anything super crazy. It's also a more, I knew it was going to be a pale lager because it's a Hells, but you never know. So, but it's good. It's not the best thing I've ever had, but
nothing to write home about, if you will.
No, it's nice and light.
Okay.
But what's fun is that I am drinking it out of my favorite beer mug,
which is
my Haunted Mansion one.
Does it make it that much more spooky?
It sure does.
Well, there you go.
It makes it very spooky.
Well, then that's what else do you need, really?
You really don't need anything else, but it's a good beer. But I figured I'd try it. I haven't had beer. I don't think I've really had beer out of San Antonio.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I forget all the time where breweries
are so close to Austin, where I'm at. It's everything.
Yeah, no, you should be able to get any kind of beer you could possibly.
I can get a lot of really good beer, but what's funny though is a lot of what they sell, at least in my town, you can get some cool stuff from Austin, but a lot of it is stuff from Houston.
Oh,
and
still,
stuff from
really?
Dallas. Like Deep Ellum, you can get any kind of Deep Ellum you want here. You get a shit ton of Carbach, you can get a shit ton of St. Arnold, which I'm not complaining. St. Arnold makes one of my favorite beers of all time.
Which is?
So that's the thing. You know, if I could have found like a Santo, I would have had that.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I love that beer. It's so good. So, but I could spend 20 minutes talking about beers that I like. So why don't we go
Up
ahead
on
and
this next mini episode, we talk
yeah, we
about
talk about
beer the
beer
whole
that
time.
Lainey really enjoys drinking.
Yeah.
So just real quick, because this just happened and I felt like we should talk about it. Tom Petty died, and that really sucks.
Yes, he did. I didn't see it coming.
And it was like the big, most like intense roller coaster, because first it was that he was dead, and then he wasn't dead,
Yep, and then they
and then
killed him
he
all
was,
over again.
yeah, and then he was really dead.
Yeah.
So that really sucked. In fact, Parker was the one who told me about it, because he texted me and just goes, "I have really bad news.
Yeah,
Tom Petty is dead."
that's the worst.
I think you even said like, "I really hate to be the one to tell you this, but
I did, yeah, because I knew that you would be pretty upset, as you should
yeah,
be.
but, yeah, to be fair, I'm glad I heard it from you and not somebody else. But
Yeah.
I was pretty bummed. I love Tom Petty. I've seen Tom Petty live. It was an experience. He's incredible to watch live. It's just incredible to watch him come out, and he's just like blonde Jesus. Like he just had a very cool presence about him. And I'm just tired of them taking all of like our really chill ass celebrities.
Right?
Like
He's just one of the like the front man, like a musician's front man. Like he just went up there, had a presence, but wasn't like jumping around being crazy.
no, just wrote
just
really, really great songs. And you
Yeah, he's like,
know,
I'm Tom Petty, and this is me, and y'all love me.
there
So
you go. Goofy looking motherfucker too.
yeah,
Just
thank God he could.
precious.
Yeah, thank God he could like write songs. Right.
Exactly. So I actually have a family friend who was stood up by Tom Petty on a date.
Damn.
I know. I thought that was pretty funny because she was telling me about it. She's like, yeah, you know, 'cause she lived in California at the time. And she said, yeah, you know, like I met this like kind of ugly looking dude. Like, I think she was like on the beach or something. She's like, he was kind of goofy looking. She's like,
That's
but he
awesome.
seemed nice and told me, like, yeah, my band is playing at such and such. You know, if you want to go, like I can come pick you up around like 8 or whatever. And she was like, I wasn't really like excited, but I thought it might be fun. And then he just like never showed. And then like 3 weeks later, she was like looking through her friend's like record collection, and like she pulled out this one record. She was like looking through it and she saw him and was like, I know this dude. Like it was hilarious. Like he
That would be so random.
yeah, it was weird. So, but I thought that was funny. That's like her cool, funny Tom Petty story. But I got to see him live, and I'm very thankful for that. That was really, really cool. That
When did
was
you
back
see him?
when I was in high school. I think I was like 18. I think it was like my senior year.
Oh, cool.
There was a really interesting period of my life where I went to a ton of live shows, and I was the youngest person at every single one of them.
None of that surprises me.
No, it shouldn't. So I think for my 18th birthday, I asked for police tickets.
Wow. You're really cool.
I know. It was fun. I actually had a really good time.
The police.
I
Jeez.
love the police. So, but yeah, it made me so sad because like what a cool guy, and how sad to like lose somebody like that. It's what doesn't feel like the right time.
Yeah, right? And plus, he just got done on a tour. I mean, done with the tour, right?
Mm-hmm. He, for
Yeah.
me, is a lot like Bruce Springsteen, because like he just that like he loves to play live shows, and so he goes on tour all the time.
Right?
You know, it just makes me so sad. I don't know.
But yeah, that's
And then of
definitely
course,
a very large loss.
it's a big hole. We've lost a lot of really good people in the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's been pretty bad.
It's been brutal, and I don't like it.
Right?
And it's what really sucks is a lot of these people, especially like people like Prince, you know, mentor
Yeah.
a lot of these younger artists.
Mm-hmm.
And I worry about music without them around, you know?
Now,
I know. I just,
around for long enough, I think.
I know. That's true. They've always got the influence that they leave behind, but it's just a bummer. So, yeah, it just really sucks, man. I wish that didn't happen, but
Me too.
huge bummer.
Yeah.
So, but we'll Of course, he's infamous, so everybody knows Tom Petty. Even if they don't know, they know Tom Petty.
Yeah, everyone knows him.
So anyway, but we'll go ahead and move in to our
Yes.
main topic tonight. So this is, like I said, it's a little mini-sode. This is just an extension of our Decades with Demi series that we've been doing, which has been super fun. I hope you guys are enjoying it. We are.
Yeah, we're going to do more of them.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to keep going. But we realized after listening to our episode, actually, we realized like immediately after recording that episode that we left out like a huge, massive like genre that was made in the 60s. And that would be soul music. Well, made, you know what I mean? Like soul music and like R&B and like the Motown sound.
Yes.
And we would be remiss if we didn't mention it, because I mean, what a massive, huge impact that had. Yeah, and contribution that, you know, that music had on society, and that it's had on people that we listen to today. And it's given us some of the most important artists, I think, of all time. Yeah. So, but just, and I felt really stupid because how on earth could I have not mentioned Motown?
Yeah, that's like
that's my jam.
That's your jam. That's what you listen to a lot and know infinitely more than I do.
I think I just get really excited when I talk about the Kinks.
I was just saying, we could probably do, like, this could be its own, we could spend
series.
an hour. Yeah.
Probably. So, but no, I mean, basically you can't, the larger genre is really just referred to as like soul.
Yes.
And soul music really hit its stride in the 60s. You had a lot of like traditional like African American like gospel music and stuff, and some R&B and everything that, like everything else, kind of starts to conglomerate into something totally different.
Yeah, which kind of goes on kind of the theme of just the 60s episode that we did of taking kind of the time when people were taking different kinds of sounds and different kinds of people's musics and shoving them together and kind of seeing what they could make out of it. And all these people came from different backgrounds and lifestyles and music that they were used to, but then they kind of moved together. Say if we want to do the Motown part, they all moved in that Detroit area, and they all kind of just started hanging out and kind of developing their own sound with different influences, and they all kind of carved out a little niche of soul music, and especially Motown had a very they kind of set the standard, I guess, of what like this sound was, and everyone just kind of offshot from that, I think.
Yeah, Motown, I think, is a really good example of like taking something and really, really making it right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like taking something that's doing well and figuring out the formula for it, and then figuring out how to crank that out.
Yeah, like they took influences, kind of distilled it into like what it is, and then built up from there, kind of deal.
So it's really cool too, because I mean, it all kind of originates from like R&B music and gospel music, but like with more secular lyrics and like a little bit more urban, and it's really cool. Like, I don't know, I love that people like Aretha Franklin, you know, originated in soul music because she started as a gospel singer.
Yeah.
And that, I think,
echoes a lot of other genres, people coming, you know, from gospel and you know, like church music and stuff like that, or deep Southern root kind of culture. They all kind of came from that area, and they made something vastly different from it.
Absolutely. And I think it's cool too, because like, I don't know, soul music reminds me a lot of like jazz, in the sense that it's something that originated really like here.
Yeah, this is another distinctly American thing.
Yeah, I love that. I think that that's really cool. I think it's neat that, you know, something like that has so many roots in like different parts of the country. Like, you know, you've got the gospel music in the South, and you've got, you know, that Detroit sound. You know, it's just, I don't know. I think that's really cool. And that's the thing too, is like in the 60s, especially, it played such a huge role not just in like the music that was popular at the time, but like in society, you know,
Yeah,
Motown and stuff like that.
culturally.
Yeah, I mean, like this, with the civil rights movement and everything going on, you know, that mobilized a lot of people, and it made it, I don't know, it made it a little bit more accessible to like everybody.
Like it made it this kind of stuff more legitimately, like more legitimate in society.
Yes. Well,
Like
and
it
it,
started to like kind of in music kind of started to ingrain itself more into popular culture, I think, as a whole.
well, like bringing
Anyway,
people together, you know, you got a lot of young people
yeah,
listening to like soul and Motown music, and, you know, whether their parents agree with it or not. And, you know, it's that whole thing, you know, in the 50s, it was rock and roll. And then the 60s, you get a lot of soul, and it's pretty cool. So I love that. I think that when you go back and you listen to that music, I think it teaches, it's like a time capsule.
hmm
It's just so unique to that era.
absolutely.
I love that. I think that that's amazing, you know, but it's, um,
So, well, who do you think is one of the first, like, what you would consider like Motown kind of bands?
like one of the first,
Yeah, like who do you think is like that kind of like defining, okay, this is what Motown ended up being kind of deal?
like people that I mean, I would cite people like Benny King for sure.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Because I mean, he had like huge success like in the early 60s with like Stand By Me and everything, which I feel like when you go back and listen to it, it plays a little bit on like that same like doo-woppy rhythm that was so
hmm
big in the 50s.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, that doo-wop stuff was
so good.
right.
So I love it. But I love that too because it's a really good example of like the importance of like rhythm within like soul music.
hmm
You know, a lot of it, and it's simple songwriting, and it's really like the melody is super important in it, and then it's a lot of like clapping, some tambourine depending on what's going on, and then like a lot of really good backup. But like Benny King was kind of early on and was doing a lot of like ballads, you know, and stuff that was like super sentimental and really like heartfelt. There was like always like a lot of heartbreak in like soul music.
Yeah, a lot of love songs that they hardly ever went right.
Yes, and that was important. Like I don't know. I think that one of the reasons it resonated so well with people is it hit, like the 50s was all about like cutesy little like teenage like pop songs, and I feel like the 60s they got into a little bit meatier like emotions.
Ooh,
You know what I mean?
yeah, no, I completely agree. They kind of the more of the reality of things can end up bad sometimes, or a lot more than you'd think.
Yes. I love that. I don't know. I love a lot of that really early soul stuff. And then of course you have like I would think that like Aretha Franklin, like you can't talk about soul music without talking about Aretha.
You're right. Did you want to kind of go into
Into Aretha.
as a former vocalist? I think you
Stop it.
right.
No, I mean she was like, I mean she I think that she's not just like the most important female soul singer to come out of the 60s. I think she's like one of the most important like singers, like artists to come out of the 60s. You know, she's referred to as like the queen of soul. Like that's kind of her thing.
Yeah.
Um, you know, and it's funny too because she like, you know, she started out as a gospel singer and decided that like she had like a huge crush on Sam Cooke,
Oh,
and
really?
decided that like that's why she decided that she was gonna like go to Detroit and like, or she was gonna leave, you know, I think she's from like Alabama, and like go and try to make something bigger.
Nice.
So I love that. I think that's so cute. I love Sam Cooke too. But you know, she had a lot of really huge success like in the later part of the 60s. So
Yeah.
things like, I mean, obviously like Respect, everybody knows Respect. Not a lot of people know that that was originally sung by Otis Redding though.
Yeah. We can also talk about well something I want to talk about. I guess you gave
Hmm.
me a good launch into that or segue. Around this time, they were a lot of these musicians and singers and stuff were taking influences, like I said, not only influence of where they came from, but also just the actual songs that they grew up listening to from these usually poor people that had no way of getting this music and stuff out, and they bring it onto their label that they are now a part of and have a huge distribution center. And so they kind of remake, either hardly changing at all or drastically changing these old blues songs from the 20s or whatever, and making mainstream America have access to this kind of culture of America, which I thought was pretty cool. That kind of breathing new life into these old songs and bringing that old influence and folding it into what they were making of what soul ended up being.
Yes, like nothing is ever new, really. Everything is
definitely
a little bit recycled. So
yeah.
I love that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, a lot of these guys, they just took old stuff and made it available, and I really like that they kind of kept that kind of core of where that music came from, and they brought it and wanted other people to hear it, which is really cool. I really like that.
I
a
love
lot.
that.
Yeah, and gave them credit for it too.
Yes, like that was another huge thing. You had a huge turnover from the 60s or from the 50s, where basically you would have these like Black artists like working on this stuff and recording it, and it would be beautiful, and then you would take it, rub all black off of it, put some blonde hair on it, and have a bunch of like corn-fed white boys sing it, and make it more palatable for the masses. And they didn't do that as much in the 60s. And I love that. I think that diversity like says a lot about the decade in general.
Yeah, and then you said we could go into the whole, I mean, the music really reflected the culture at the time and the culture shift of who has more power now, and letting Black people have this more power in their daily lives and now also in the music. And they wanted to, preserve that and help that, make sure that, people know where all this stuff is coming from.
Absolutely. I agree. I don't know. I think that's so cool. You have artists that are a little bit more in control. Well, not artists, but a label, that's headed up by, like with Motown Records, at least, a label that's headed up by a Black man having a lot more control. And you have artists that are literally touring all over the world because they're massively popular, that aren't, the same four white guys standing in a row the whole time.
Yeah, so exactly.
It's just really cool. I love that. I think that's really cool. So, and it's so funny to me that like something like this, it comes out of a place like Detroit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't think about that, but that's where he started that, that label, and that's where people flock to.
Yeah, that was the epicenter of, not like you said, a lot of culture change and where all this music was kind of being made. And then places like New Orleans kind of had more of the Southern kind of soul stuff.
A little bit more blues in the and
kind of still pulling from that old bluesy Creole Delta stuff. I
love that.
Yeah, and
that gets a big resurgence in the 70s.
Yes, it does. Which I think it's because after Motown, how it had its big thing, and then I guess they were just looking for the newer sound or whatever. But
I mean, it's the same pattern that you see all the time. It's these people playing what they grew up listening to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you have bands like Led Zeppelin that love to cover like old blues songs.
Blues stuff,
I love, oh my God, there's a very, very rare recording, but I found it on like YouTube of Led Zeppelin at a live show covering Stand By Me by Benny King.
Really?
Oh my God, I love it. I love it so much. Nothing has ever like married my two favorite things quite like that. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's two things that I love so much, and it's perfect. I love it. So
that's really cool.
Go check that out too. Just Robert Plant, he's so precious. So
you do no wrong.
You really can't. Well, after some of the stuff that I learned about him in one of the documentaries I watched, yeah, he can, but that's okay.
Yeah. Yes, it's
true. I still love him. So, but no, I don't know. I love seeing like just all the incredible like all the artists that came out of like just like looking at like Motown records specifically, you've got Jackson 5, Stevie Wonder, The Temptations, Marvin Gaye, Diana Ross and the Supremes. Like that's huge. That's so many, like, and that's not even all of them. Like there's it's amazing to me like what came out of like that little bitty record studio in Detroit. It's crazy, but I like the basis of that sound. I like that it's heavy into the melody, but it's still got a lot of like complex backup vocals.
Yes. Yeah. And we can also talk about just like every other genre in the 60s, the music became more complicated, and including and especially the backup vocals.
Yes.
Is with the evolution from the doo-wop, and then especially as you're getting more like halfway through the 60s and the later 60s with this Motown stuff, it does really start to kind of shift and get a lot more complicated and more complex.
Well, it's like, I'd say like what, like 67, 68, it starts to kind of like, you get Parker's favorite thing in the whole wide world, subgenres.
Yeah, buddy.
And you get artists like James Brown, the godfather of soul, and like Sly and the Family Stone, you know, who start to create more like, who really start to like begin that whole like funk music subgenre.
Yeah.
You know, and then you have like Stevie Wonder and like Al Green and Marvin Gaye, Curtis Mayfield, who all kind of develop into their own thing. It's a little bit slicker. It's a little fancier. It's a little bit more mature than in what it used to be. You know, because Motown was so, I read somewhere that Berry Gordy, one of the things that he did was he almost like ran his record studio like a lot of like the auto factories that were in Detroit at the same time. It was very much like an assembly line of creativity. You know what I mean? And so like he knew what worked, and that's what he was putting out.
Which, you know, that might be the start of that industrial complex of pop music.
Yes.
You know, because a lot of this stuff is pretty what we would consider pop music, kind of real.
Absolutely.
And which I love, and I think that it might be kind of the genesis of a lot of that. Oh, well, we know what works, so let's just make a bunch of carbon copies of stuff.
Oh, 100%. I think what it, especially in Berry Gordy's case, I think what it really is okay, well, we've seen what all of these white executives are doing with our music, so why don't we just do it ourselves and at least have that control over it? We know what's going to sell. We know what's going to make money. We know that that people all over the country and all over the world enjoy this sound, so let's just put it out there ourselves.
Yeah, let's just stop messing around and going through middleman. And I mean, why not? Because
exactly,
you know, we now have more of the equipment and facilities and money to do it. So, yeah.
I agree.
And then we also need to say something real quick, at least about Smokey Robinson and how he kind of wrote all the songs for everybody.
All of them, everyone's songs, all of the songs.
Like
basically
the Supremes and Temptations and Miracles. And
yeah, y'all go look that up, because you'll seriously go look up just like his list of achievements, because you're gonna smack yourself going, oh my god, he wrote that too. Like, it's kind of stupid how much Smokey Robinson has done.
Yeah, and then he got tired of doing that, and he's like, I'll just do my own music now.
Yep.
And then he
got Tracks of My Tears.
Yeah, and then he did that whole thing. So
yes.
Yeah, I don't know if many people know. Well, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people do know, but more people should know that Smokey Robinson kind of created what the sound was of Motown, essentially.
I mean, he has a lot to do with a lot of my favorite songs. I love, yeah, like You've Really Got a Hold on Me is one of my favorite songs from the 60s, just in general. I love it so much. It's so good. But Smokey Robinson wrote it.
Yes.
So.
But yeah, the dude was a writing monster.
For sure. Which is crazy. Like, Oh my gosh. I think of like people today that like tout themselves as like songwriters. And I think about just, you have no idea.
Yeah, right. It's like, but like
I
he
just,
actually wrote them though.
he
Like,
actually wrote it, Taylor.
yeah,
He
for like
actually wrote it,
for most of the '60s.
not co wrote it.
Like he just sat down and wrote it, and he's like,
He
"Here you
wrote
go."
it.
He's like, "I'll perform it."
He wrote it.
The
The whole thing.
whole thing.
All of them. Not with someone else. He did it. Not with 10 other writers that were more talented than he was. He did it. Sorry.
Just
I felt like I
silky
needed to make
smooth, smoky rise.
Ooh, girl. He's
Silky smooth.
precious. He's just precious.
Oh, and we can talk about how the Jackson 5.
Oh my God. You want to, that to me is a really great, the Jackson 5 is like, I think the perfect representation. The Jackson 5 and the Temptations, I think, are like, and the Supremes are, I think, a perfect representation of the Motown sound.
Absolutely. Classic Motown.
Oh my God. I think that I Want You Back is maybe the best, or at least in the top 5, like song introductions ever written.
Oh, really?
Ever oh yeah. I will, like, I'll go to the mat on that one. Like that's a big one. But it's so memorable, and there's something about it. It just like hits you like right at the beginning and like pulls you in. I think that that's a perfect example of what an introduction to a popish, like a Motown song is supposed to be.
Yeah.
There's a reason that that song is so popular. Like it's not because of Guardians of the Galaxy. It's because,
oh yeah, that was in the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. It's because it is a massively, perfectly, like,
well constructed song.
Yes, it is a great example of what happens when you construct a song correctly.
Yeah, you're like when you're writing a story, you got to grab them.
Yes,
you got to grab it in that song. Everyone could have like the song test. Like, what is a song? You play the first 2 notes. You're like, oh, okay, I know what that song is.
A lot of people don't know who sings it.
Oh, well, that's
doesn't that bum you out? Because it bums me out.
Well, they should.
Ugh.
Because the Jackson 5 are tragic and hilarious and amazing.
Absolutely amazing. That's fascinating. That's something that you can go into a wormhole about on the internet.
Oh, jeez. Oof. Yeah, that's a.
I had a nickel for every like documentary or something that I watched about the Jackson 5.
Is that going to be the new thing instead of like when all this murder stuff kind of fades away? Do you think? Like,
I've been doing that.
Well, yeah, I know, but it's like really, really big right now. But do you think that'll be the next thing? You're like insider like band conflict documentaries of like the Jackson 5?
No, I think that already was a big thing.
Oh, did I miss that?
Yeah. We were like in like junior high, and that was a big thing.
Damn.
But a lot of that stuff I already knew because of my parents.
Right. Of course you did.
Because it's what happens.
So can I tell you my one of my favorite bands from?
Absolutely, you can.
The Spinners.
Yeah.
And do you want to know why?
Tell me why.
They have some pretty good songs in the 60s, but why I really like them is because they took that sound and then they changed it around and became something completely different within the span of like a year. From like 69 to 70 is like completely different bands, and I love them for it. Because they're like chameleons, and they changed from the sound of the 60s, and it turned 1970 like, oh, we got to be kind of funky a little bit. Let's do that. And then they completely changed, and I don't know.
I would have to agree with you.
The chameleons of the stuff. Pretty funny.
I agree with you.
But I do like that kind of that smooth soul stuff.
Yes.
Is what I'm definitely more attracted to than like the doo-woppy kind of stuff. But that's just me.
I am very big into Sam and Dave. That's a big one for me.
That's okay.
Stop.
No, I'm kidding.
You're rude. That was always a big one for me, like growing up and stuff, listening to that. And obviously Aretha.
and Gladys Knight.
Gladys Knight. I love a little Jackie Wilson too. Some Marvin Gaye.
I could never really get much into Mr. Gay. It's not really my
I
favorite.
really love Marvin Gaye. Obviously Benny King, which I've mentioned like 10 times.
Right, as you should.
So yeah, obviously. Ray Charles too, you know. God, where would we be without Ray Charles?
That's very true.
My
And
God.
so, did you know that some people think that there's a grand conspiracy that like
that he wasn't blind?
Yes.
People always say stupid shit like that.
I had not. I heard that like a couple days ago, and I was like,
People have been saying the same thing about Stevie Wonder.
which is just so so ridiculous.
I'm so stupid.
Like I find that harder to believe than that the moon landing was fake. Like, do you really think that he wasn't blind?
Well, there's also people that think that the Earth is flat. So,
right, I would have an easier time believing that.
People are really stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was pretty funny. I haven't heard that one before.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Oh man. The Drifters. That's another one. I love the Drifters.
Ooh, Drifters.
I wanted to present this to you because I had this thought when we were recording the 50s episode, and it's really prevalent right now. Do you think that maybe like our, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Our ability to like connect to this music, other than the fact that grew up in a weird household and this was the kind of stuff that we listened to, but just like when we were kids, like in like the 90s, like a lot of the movies that we watched used a lot of like Motown and like 60s songs as like the soundtrack. Like think about The Sandlot.
Yeah, kind of that like 60s and 50s nostalgia that was really big in like the late 80s kind of thing.
Or like think about oh my God, It Takes Two, the Mary-Kate and Ashley movie. I was obsessed with that movie when I was a kid. Yes. Like everything in that is like a 60s song.
Yeah, especially the you said soundtracks. Even if it had nothing to do with the movie, they were just thrown in there.
I will never forget. There's an actual sequence in that movie. Reason. The girls are running in the forest, running away from something. Terrible acting. So awesome.
Of course.
And literally as they're running, they're playing like Hippie Hippie Shake. Like it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. They just like sprinkle them in there, I guess.
Oh my God. And there's always a freaking there's always a Little Richard song.
Oh, always. Yeah, you have to.
Always a Little Richard song.
Because they're always like happy and upbeat and slightly mischievous, so you can throw that in.
Yeah, and 90% of the time it's Tutti Frutti.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, did he make more than one song?
Yes, he did actually.
Like a whole album, I heard.
God, yeah, a couple of them. But no, I think about that a lot, about like what these songs remind me of, and I'm like, oh, it's like it's my childhood because this was in a lot of the movies that I grew up watching. You know, so go figure.
So yeah, I think that might it didn't hurt for sure.
I still like There Goes My Baby is still one of my favorite songs because it reminds me of The Sandlot.
Yes.
When he sees her walking down the street.
Well, that's perfect though.
Yeah,
that was perfect.
Oh God. Or this magic moment when he kisses oh my God.
Yep. And it slows down a little bit. Yeah.
I love that movie so much. That's just a perfect movie.
It's an American classic.
It really is. With a killer soundtrack. That's the other thing too, is a lot of those movies were based in the 60s. Like you think about like Now and Then, that was based in the 60s. You know, and so they needed this as a backdrop, but I love it because I think it brought it more to the forefront for us as kids growing up. So
yeah, just hearing it just on TV and stuff. Yeah.
And associating it with something that we like.
Yeah, so that was fun and yeah, that you enjoyed already, and you're like, oh, okay, well, this music's not bad either.
Yeah, it's the same reason why like everybody knows like Wagner because of like Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, right. And
you know what I mean?
Probably most of all classical music that kids know is probably just from cartoons.
Yeah. It's huge. It's amazing. So I love that. But no, I had that thought. I needed to share it with you.
No, I think that's probably really true.
But
we were
I think
brainwashed and we didn't even know.
We had no idea. No, I think that really the big thing about soul music and like Motown especially is just like the simplicity. It's really complex, but it's really simple at the same time.
Yeah, the pieces are really simple and they throw them together and they make stuff that's much more complex. And like you're saying, as time went on with everything else, they, it wasn't a static music, I mean, yeah, it was pretty much focused within the 60s, but even within the 60s, there was a lot of change and evolution and,
a lot of movement.
Yeah, it wasn't just a doo-wop, the Temptations. I mean, there was a lot of different subtleties and break-offs and stuff, and it was a really big thing. Like I said, and it was a genesis of R&B and hip-hop and funk and psychedelic-y kind of funky stuff, if you want to get like real crazy. I mean, yeah, this is kind of the birthplace of everything that wasn't an offshoot from rock, essentially. It was everything else. Because you have like rock and pop and then country music, and then this was the genesis of everything else. I think that's pretty special that everything, had a common ancestor, which, all evolved from this stuff. And it's really important. Like you said, a couple of people spearheaded a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
And they made a huge impact with, you said you take one guy that sets up a record company and
a recording studio.
Yeah, and a recording studio, and says, hey, all of these type of musics and people's like, come on, we now have our chance to do what we want, and they did.
Yeah,
they took off.
I love it. It's amazing. I also love that Berry Gordy literally called the studio Hitsville, USA.
Right.
I feel like he just put it out there.
And then no one corrected him because it turned out to be true.
Because it was true. Yeah.
Yeah.
God,
like, well, can't argue with that, I guess.
Pretty much. I love it. All right. Well, that was some good stuff. So we don't have any homework to review.
No, but we do have homework to assign.
Yes, we took a break because we both had a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, there's like a big hurricane and stuff.
Yeah, we do actually have like real lives that happen outside of this. So, with like jobs and school and natural disasters and stuff. So,
yes.
But we do have homework to assign to each other.
Yes.
For the next time.
At least I do anyway.
I have homework for you.
Oh, well, let's do it.
So why don't we get on this?
Well, just go ahead and let's just do that then.
All right. Well, then let's do it. I'm gonna go first.
Go for it.
Okay. So I am gonna assign Parker an album that I really enjoy. Why do I say that? Oh, I really enjoy it. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Sherlock. Of course you enjoy it. That's why you're assigning it.
Yep.
So I'm going to assign to you an album by Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros.
Edward
Sharpe has a silent
Sharpe. Sharpie.
Okay. And the Magnetic Zeros.
Plus Magnetic Zeros. Okay. Yes. Got it.
So, I want you to listen to Up From Below.
Up From Below. Okay.
So that is what I want you to check out. That's like their first full-length album.
And when did this come out?
It came out in 2009.
2009. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, what should I be expecting in this, or do you want me to just go in blind?
I don't want you to go in blind. It is a very like Laurel Canyon. Hold on 1 second.
Jesus.
Hold on. Okay,
hi, Molly.
Give myself a minute to edit this out. I need to remember.
Hi, Molly.
No, hold on.
Molly is going to be a part of the show, everybody.
Hold on. Molly.
Welcome to the Molly Hour.
I'll edit that out.
As we
Lord.
listen to the dog lose her
sorry.
mind.
Well, my neighbor let her dogs out and the window's open.
How dare her?
I know. All right. So, okay. Hold on. 3, 2.
Fun.
Stop. Anyway. Okay, so I would say you could expect more of like it's like that Southern California, like Laurel Canyon-y sound, a very like late 60s, kind of early 70s vibe.
Okay.
This album especially.
All right.
I feel like out of everything that they have put out, this one will be the most palatable for you. Because I think some of their newer stuff might get a little too... But this is I think this is just a solid album. Got some interesting stuff. They're kind of Polyphonic Spree-ish.
Who?
So not 100% like normally your cup of tea.
Right, obviously, because I don't even know the last band you told me. So
okay, so but it's a really good album. It's just really well done. Really interesting. Takes you on an interesting little journey. But yeah, very like hippy dippy kind of music. Go figure, because it's a band that I really, really love.
I would say it's right up your wheelhouse.
Yeah, it really is. It's dead set right in the middle there. So, but yeah, super, super good. I'm hoping that you'll really enjoy it. So, but yeah.
Cool. I'm excited.
I think you'll like it. And even if you don't, like, you only have to listen to it once, so it's not a big deal.
This is true.
Okay. So what have you got for me?
Well, I guess it's fitting that this is right up your alley, because the one I'm going to give you is right up my alley.
Oh, no.
So, the band name is Kyuss, and that's spelled Kyuss.
You've been listening to this a lot lately.
Yes, this is one of the first bands that I got into that kind of brought me into the eventual music that I listen to now. Okay, so the album name is Welcome to Sky Valley.
Oh no, I just clicked on their stuff.
So, we know the lead singer of oh crap. Hold on. Anyway, Kyuss is like stoner rock, desert rock stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Really good early kind of slow jammy music. The lead singer Josh Homme, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He's also the lead singer of Queens of Stone Age, and several of the members from Queens of Stone Age were also a part of Kyuss. So this is like, the first couple of albums from Queens of Stone Age is relatively close to this kind of stuff. So
that's true. That makes me feel better.
So slow, jammy, kind of really dirty vocals, and
that actually sounds like stuff I like, though.
Yeah, dirty guitars, chilled back, laid. Some of it's very psychedelic. Some of it is only slightly psychedelic.
All right.
Yeah, so this is early 90s.
Interesting. Two sides kind of the same coin, really.
Yeah.
As far as like psychedelic goes.
Yes, definitely. This is very reminiscent of late 60s psychedelic stuff.
Cool.
So not even like 70s, but like early like 60s kind of stuff. So it's good. And it's a good intro to this kind of slow, heavy, chugga sound of rock.
Ooh, lovely.
Yeah.
Yay.
I almost was gonna make you. Oh, dude, can we do a play or skip? I guess?
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do next.
Okay, cool.
All right, play or skip. You sound like you got one that you really want to talk about, so go.
Well, I want more people. Okay, so mine is a play, and I want more people to listen to ABBA. Just in their daily lives, people.
You don't feel like people listen to enough ABBA?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm very sure. I'm getting a feeling that you're not as big of a fan of ABBA.
I love ABBA. No. Don't you put that on me. I told Parker a few weeks ago that I disliked one ABBA song, and now he's decided that I don't like ABBA. No, I like ABBA. I think that ABBA has a very real spot in
Now you're just patronizing.
I'm not. I think that ABBA does have a really important spot, just like in music in general, but I mean, a lot to be said for it.
But yeah, anyways, I was listening.
One song.
I was listening to ABBA a little while ago, and I was like, this has got people need to listen to ABBA.
I love ABBA.
Just pick up their greatest hits. That's all you got to do.
That's really don't think too much about it. That's the key.
You don't have to do deep cuts because they all sound the same.
B-sides. Just do. Fun. I don't even think ABBA has B-sides. It's just.
Well, they do. They actually have 2 Bs.
I hate you so much. So, no, yeah, don't overthink it. Like, truly, if you click on the album that just says like ABBA greatest hits, like it's fine.
Yeah,
you're gonna get the gist of it, and that's all you need.
Yes. So anyway,
no, I mean, there are. Now I'm thinking about ABBA songs that I actually do like. I could listen to like "Gimme, Gimme, Gimme" on repeat.
Hell yeah,
it's a great song.
I'm telling you. Everyone, and you can't have like a frown when you listen to ABBA.
You really can't.
It's just it's light, it's entertaining, and it's happy. It's good, feel good music.
It really is. There's a reason it was so big in the 70s.
Damn right.
Just people stopped thinking about popular music in the 70s.
They're just
there were so many other important things going on. Like you either made really amazing complex music, or you were like, oh fuck it, like let's just teach these people how to sing in English.
Were they Norwegian, Swedish?
Oh, I want to say they were Swedish. Look it up. Let's find out.
Yeah, I didn't bother to look that up.
I did not know until I was much older. My dad, Swedish. They were Swedish. I remember my dad telling me that. He was like, well, like, because I always thought it was interesting. I was like, their vowels like sound so like intense when they sing. And my dad's like, well, they don't speak English.
Yeah.
He was like, they were taught it phonetically.
Yeah, I didn't know that for a while either.
Which I thought was so funny because especially at the time, like when I got older and was like learning like choir music and stuff, like all my choral music was usually in a different language that I didn't speak. I didn't speak German.
Yeah.
I didn't speak Italian. I didn't speak,
In Excelsis Deo.
Yeah. I've done so many different versions of that. I can't even count them. Yep. God help me. But yeah, like, but it's the same thing. They were just taught it phonetically. And, I remember, I think a choir teacher pointed that out. He's like, they didn't know what they were doing. He's like, you have no idea what you're saying.
They were literally just, yeah. Okay. What is your play and or skip, madam?
I have a play.
I guess just or, not and.
I have a play.
Okay.
So I have a song. It's called Never Be Like You by the artist Flume.
Flume.
Featuring Kai, I think. It's a really good song. So the reason I know it is
one more time.
Never Be Like You.
Never Be Like You. Just for the people in the back.
Yeah, for the people in the back. Okay, so I spent the weekend dog sitting. And what I did a lot of was watch a lot of Netflix and catch up on some stuff that I haven't gotten to really watch.
You weren't watching the dogs?
While watching the dogs, me and the dogs chilled and watched some Netflix.
Yeah, lucky save.
Yeah, shut up. They're the 2 chillest dogs in the entire universe. Like they didn't want to do anything. So I caught up on a show that I really like, formerly known as Scrotal Recall.
Yeah, and they changed the name, and it really bummed me out because it's the greatest name.
It's a great name. But it's a show called Lovesick. It's a Netflix original series, but it's like a British series. It's really good if you've never watched it. A lot of really cool like timeline stuff that they do with it. But I really love the music that they use in that show. Yeah,
really good. Underrated.
Yeah, it's super, super good. And it's very much in my wheelhouse because it's a lot of these like indie, like new wave, like post grunge
folk revival.
Yeah, it's a lot of that. But this particular song I really like because it kind of reminds me of, it's kind of like synthy a little. It's a little different, but it reminds me a lot of Lord's first EP.
Ooh, that's a good EP.
That's I like that way better than her first album.
Yes.
That's a great EP, but it reminds me of that, like the production and like the different use of like vocals and like a little bit of like, you know, rhythm, like the production on it is beautiful. So, but yeah,
Yeah, the production of the EP is, I think, better than the
killer.
production on the actual
So
album,
much better, so much better.
which
Oh
is
my god.
which is weird.
I remember when that. Do you remember when that EP came out? I feel like
Shit
all
was
I
crazy.
listened to. I remember that time specifically too because there was three things that I kept on constant repeat, and it was that Lord EP. It was Frank Ocean. It was Channel Orange, and it was The Head and the Heart.
Man, that's hitting all three
Yeah,
buttons.
I know, but it was all of that, like just over and over and over and over again. That's like all I listened to at that point. I was like 22, 23. I love it.
Yeah, that was an insane EP.
Such a good EP. But that's why I liked this. It kind of reminded me. I don't know much about the artist. I want to find out a little bit more, but that song has just been very on my radar. So yeah, like he's an electronic musician. So and then the vocalist in it, her name is Kai, and she's got a really pretty voice.
Cool.
So I don't know if this guy is like
out.
super shitty and like a total scumbag. I really don't know, but really good stuff. Super good stuff.
I will definitely check this out.
So a lot of good stuff. Yeah, go on Spotify by the way and just look up the like Lovesick soundtracks. There's a lot of good stuff on those playlists.
I love like the pre-made little.
Yeah, like people.
Okay, yeah.
I God bless these people that do this, that like put this kind of shit together.
Yeah, they're usually pretty good. Like even
if can I have 2 plays by the way?
Yeah, I guess.
Shut up. So my other one, since I'm talking about these lovely people that take the time to do all this stuff.
Yes.
Oh my god, somebody created a playlist. Little background. I worked at Walt Disney World and I worked at Disney's Animal Kingdom. And one of my favorite things about working in that park is like the super awesome music that they play there. Just from like land to land is really good, except Dinoland, to be fair, even though I love Dinoland.
Youch.
Yeah, I love Dinoland, but the music's terrible. Except in the Boneyard.
Damn.
Because it's hilarious, because it's all themed. I love it so much. It's so stupid. But somebody put together a playlist of just like the music that you hear throughout Animal Kingdom, and I love it. Like, and they have it like separated, so you have like as you're walking into the park, you have like the Discovery Island music, and then as you like keep going, you have like the music in Asia, and then you have the music in Africa, and then the music in Dinoland, and oh my god, it's so good. I love it. I've been playing a lot of it is more instrumental stuff.
So
I've been playing a lot of that for my kiddos.
So did you use this as an excuse to talk about Disneyland and Disney World on this podcast?
No. Shut up.
And/or Animal Kingdom.
I love Animal Kingdom.
Obviously.
But my kids have it's been really cool. I played in my classroom a lot, and my kids have really enjoyed it because I like to try to expose them to as many different kinds of music as I possibly can. And there's some really cool, there's some like really interesting like Indian music in there, and some like very classic style like African music, which I love it, and they love it. Like they get to hear instruments like a didgeridoo and like a sitar and all these kind of yeah, it's just really cool, and they've really enjoyed it. There's like a marimba band on there too that I love, that plays a lot of stuff that I really enjoy in the parks. But yeah, my kids have really liked it, and I've really enjoyed it because it's not just like, it's not what you would normally think of when you think of like background music in like a Disney park.
It's, you know,
it's like
culturally accurate.
Yeah, it's actually, yeah, it's genuinely culturally accurate. So it's pretty cool. So that's my other pick, is this playlist. I just shout out to the person that created it. Like, I appreciate you, because I could have never have found all this stuff.
So can we make a band, and can our band name be Didgeridon't?
Didgeridon't? Absolutely can be.
Thanks.
Is that going to be in addition to Nap Teas?
Yeah, that would be one of the side projects.
So Didgeridoo would be like our world music side project, but we won't call it world music because we're not assholes.
Right. We would just call it music. Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously. Yeah, you'll notice I didn't say world music in any of that.
You didn't. Thank you.
I would never.
Yeah, I think that would be a good side project. But we don't have any didgeridoos in the band, obviously, because it's
Didgeridoo.
Don't. So
no, we just the whole band is us like throwing a boomerang at stuff and like on that in May.
And singing in what we think is a good Australian accent, and
yes,
it comes off as two drunk American assholes making fun of Australia.
Like, it kind of sounds like just two dicks that can't do a British accent very well.
Yeah.
That Australian accent's hard, man.
It is.
It's very flat.
Yeah.
I can't even say Melbourne right. So.
How do they say it?
But yeah, didgeridoo. Be on the lookout. Coming at you.
Yeah, coming in hot. Gonna drop that sweet, dope, fresh EP.
Sweet EP.
Yes.
Oh man. Well, that's really all we've got for you guys this evening.
Yes.
Daytime. Whatever time you're listening to this.
It can be day or nighttime.
Day or nighttime. It doesn't matter. Middle of the day. Maybe you have a job where you can actually listen to podcasts.
That would be pretty cool.
That would be awesome. I can't do that because then they're like, you're neglecting your duties.
Duties.
All the little duties.
Real mature.
Thanks. So, but we'll be coming at you soon with what we're pretty excited for the next show if everything works out the way that we want it to. So, but that's all we're going to tell you. We'll just leave it as a little surprise.
Yes, I'm very excited.
I know you are. Parker's been like stoked for this for a while. So for myself and my co-host, I almost forgot. Where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me at epicallygeeky.com. I'm on this show. I'm also going to start being on the main show, Epically Geeky, and I'm going to start getting back onto Marginally Geeky, which is the once-a-month book club that we have. That's also a podcast on this channel. Where can we find you? Anymore. No, because I wasn't doing anything.
You can find me.
I got tired of getting notifications on my phone, so
sending you pictures of dogs and cats.
Well, not that, but just like updates and crap. I was like, I don't want this crap on my phone.
Oh my Lord.
Anyway,
you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at It's a Laney Bird. And you can also find me as well over on Epically Geeky and on Marginally Geeky sometimes when I decide to read the book. Actually, I didn't read the book the last time and I was on the show anyway. So
yikes.
Just to throw in my 2 cents. Whatever.
Asshole,
I bullshitted my way through high school.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Do you do much on Twitter?
Yeah, I'm just retweeting a lot of stuff because I feel like there's a lot of pressure associated with Twitter.
Oh, is there?
I feel like there is because I always feel like I have to be pithy and funny, and sometimes I'm just not. So.
Yeah, you don't have to be. I just wondering.
I know. Yeah, I try to do more on Twitter. I'm gonna try to get better. So, but yeah, more on Instagram if you want to see what I'm doing from week to week. Instagram is a good way to gauge that.
It's good. Yes.
I don't think you would want to know though, because it's pretty boring. I mostly just work and talk to Parker.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So.
What?
Huh?
Anyway. I think that's about all we got.
That's all we got. So from myself and Parker, have a good night.
Goodbye.
And we got to do a show card.
We're doing a show card right now.
We got to do a show card. Okay, so what did we discuss? We talked about Motown.
That's about it.
Yeah, that is about it.
We'll just say this is going to be a little skin tag of an episode.
Ew. Do you want to say that? Oh my God.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Do you want to say that? I'll let you say that because I can't even say that word without like, throwing up in my mouth a little. Oh my God. What?
All right. Well, I'll do that.
Why are you so gross? And I'm the creepy one. Why are you so disgusting?
I have no idea.
Oh my god. All right, 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, on this week's episode of Epic Rhythm and Brews, we're coming at you with a little mini-sode.
Yes, or more accurately described as a skin tag of an episode.
I hate you. Yuck. Don't let that make you dismayed, because it's a pretty cool little episode. We're just kind of adding, like we said, we knew we were going to have to do an add-on for that 60s episode because there's just so much to talk about.
Way too much.
So we get into the delightful subject of soul music and Motown records, and have a pretty good discussion. So don't shut off this podcast to keep going and listen.
I'm just trying to be as accurate as possible. Okay.
You're so gross.
But yeah, it's a good episode. Pretty open forum talking, but it needed to be said.
I'm not going to include this part in the.
Oh, then don't. I think people are really going to respond well to the skin tag.
That's disgusting. I'm going to tell Matt. I wonder if Matt's listened to the last episode. I didn't tell him that it came out.
It's not telling anybody.
I know. I have a job.
I have a job.
I keep trying to explain that to people that I won't name.
Look at me. I have a job and I get paid American money. And
well, a lot of people are like, yeah, I have a job too. I work in education too. I'm like, no. You have a job in education where you get to come in and it's not a big deal.
What?
Hold on.